If you are trying to get your solo witness clear and don't know the most efficient way to ethically break all the glyphs to get the damage, today I'm going to be explaining how to do exactly that. This will be mostly catered towards people that are trying to go for the solo, and this does not cover how to double break or pre-break, since there are already plenty of videos of that out there, and you could realistically ask any random LFG how to pre-break and they could tell you how. Some people may think of it as simple as, oh, it's just RNG dependent. But I think there are a lot more useful tips that are available than meets the eye. Hopefully this can help improve the quality of your runs so you can get your clear. The first thing I do at the start of a phase is to check to see what shape the sky hand needs to be broken. The reason for this? Sky hand will always spawn triangles at your feet, making it very convenient to get back-to-back glyph breakers. After I found out what shape it needs, I always go to get that shape no matter what side the corresponding hand might be on, and I will break the sky hand but won't shoot the button yet. Before doing so, I get into a position to deal with the subjugator that will spawn on the left side, and then I will shoot the button without cleansing. There will always be two subjugators that spawn if none are present in the arena after breaking a button. On the left side, a strand one, and on the right side, a stasis one. I prefer to kill the strand one because dealing with slowness is way easier than dealing with being suspended in my opinion, and the stasis subjugator cannot get its slowing effects to you during damage, whereas the strand subjugator has a chance to suspend you during damage, which would be very detrimental to your run. Once you kill one of the subjugators, leaving the other one alive will make it so the subjugator that you killed will not respawn unless the other one dies. Sometimes the other one can die from a circle hand launching it into the abyss, which will force more subjugators to spawn, and there isn't really anything you can do about that. After killing the subjugator, I go to shoot another sky hand. If it requires the same buff, great. I have another glyph breaker already and we aren't too far into the fight. The hope is to never have to switch your buff, but that is very unlikely to happen given the chances that you have. I mean, you have to win 6 50-50s in a row, which has about a 1.5% chance of happening. If the sky hand requires the buff that I do not already have, then I will go get whatever buff the sky hand requires once again. That will put my resonance at ×2, which is fine for now. While getting this other buff, I will shoot the hand that corresponds with the buff to try and get an extra glyph breaker. If I get it, then I'll have the second and third glyph breakers essentially back to back. From there, I basically rinse and repeat until I have all the glyphs I need or until I reach ×3 resonance. If I reach ×3 resonance, I will go and cleanse and then grab a triangle buff and start breaking ground and wall hands. The reason for this is most of the time, if the hands you have been shooting haven't been breaking, it likely means that the game is just favoring the triangle buff over the others, in which case there should be about 4 or 5 different wall or ground hands you can shoot to get the glyphs needed to send a damage. What I'm going to try and do now is explain my whole thought process through a phase of glyph breaking. So it's the start of the phase, I'm looking for the sky hand, it's right over there, and I see that it needs a circle buff. So I'll grab a circle here. Now that this new triangle is here, I will go ahead and shoot the triangle and then prep to kill the subjugator. I notice the triangle is already on the ground, so while I'm killing the subjugator in my peripheral, I'm kind of looking for the sky hand and I see it off to the right there. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot it and see what buff it needs. And it looks like it needs the other buff. So I will go over to the right side of the arena to grab the square buff. And while I do that, I'm going to shoot the wall hand to hopefully get another glyph breaker, which we do. And at the same time, I'm going to grab the square buff. And since I have the square buff, I can go ahead and shoot the sky hand for my third glyph breaker. And that's also going to result in a test, which I do shoot an explosive payload weapon for the test because it just one-shots the things. Alright, so we're looking for this other sky hand. It does need a circle buff, so I'm going to be going for the circle buff in a second here. Just kind of making sure I'm safe, making sure I can get an orb. And of course it disappears. And here I actually goof up. I thought I needed a square buff when really I needed a circle. And I ended up lucking out a little bit because this new circle hand needed a square buff to break. And so because I was able to do that, I'm going to go into middle because I have ×3 resonance, and I'm going to cleanse. And now that I'm back up here, I still know that that triangle hand or that sky hand needs a circle buff. So I'm just going to grab the circle buff so I can shoot the sky hand. And then hopefully one of these squares will require a circle, which that one did. And that's going to be my last glyph breaker. And from here, it's basically just prepping for damage, and about as simple as that. Had I been in a position where that wall hand needed a triangle buff to break, I would have just gotten a triangle buff and broken it, and still would have had plenty of time to prep for damage. The strategy certainly isn't foolproof, as in, you still do have to remember which hands require which buff to break, and the third phase can get really tight because you have about 1 less minute to break all the glyphs, which does require a little bit more luck, but it is still possible. As of this upload, I'm still going for solo witness attempts on my Twitch channel, so make sure you stop by and drop a follow if you want to keep up with my progress or see me clear. Hopefully the next video I upload will be of my clear, but until then, thanks for watching.